top of things kind of college student. Ben is happy when he is in control of his life. That is, when he can keep all of his plates spinning. Right now, Ben's whole life is just hunky-dory. Hunky, the celebrated neuroscience professor, is pleased when Ben studies hard and helps him out in class to keep his plate spinning. And Dory, his cool girlfriend, is happy as long as Ben pays her enough attention and spends time with her during the weekends. His plate spins just fine then. Ben is proud of his hunky-dory life to keep his college life spinning so smoothly. Then one day, Ben's plate for Professor Hunky took on an added spin when Professor Hunky asked Ben to be his lab assistant for an important research project. Since Ben wanted to keep Professor Hunky's plate spinning, he agreed to do the extra work, but missed a date with Dory as a result. Ben had to work extra hard to make it up with Dory and also to give enough time to the research project. But he managed to keep his plate spinning somehow. Once again, Ben's life was back to being hunky-dory. He was back in control. Soon afterwards, Ben's life became hunky, dory, peachy, keen. Peachy was Ben's CA. Peachy wanted to bond with her floor mates, including Ben. And since Ben liked to get to know his floor mates, he wanted to keep Peachy's plate spinning too. Keen was the squash team coach. Ben had joined the squash team, figuring that having a varsity sports on his resume would never hurt. Getting a little exercise was good, but Keen was a tough captain to please, and her plate required a fair share of spinning. Sure, Ben's hunky, dory, peachy, Keen life was getting a little complicated, but he was still in control. Then came the newest additions. Ben's hunky, dory, peachy, Keen life became okie dokie. Okie and dokie. Ben's parents called him one day to ask him why he wasn't calling home as often. Ben felt terrible and made sure to keep his parents' plate spinning by calling home every night. While Ben was spinning his new plates, his other plates weren't doing so well. Professor Hunky wasn't satisfied with how quickly Ben was doing the research. Dory didn't think she was getting the attention she deserved. Peachy was sulky when Ben couldn't hang out with the floor mates. His parents were starting to complain again. Ben was finding out that the challenge with any of his plates spinning was that one plate affected all the others. His hunky, dory, peachy, keen, okie, dokie life kept him occupied from morning to night, day in and day out. He couldn't miss a beat. When his squash team had a game, Ben couldn't put in the extra time for Professor Hunky's research project. And when Ben concentrated on getting Professor Hunky's plate back up to speed, he forgot about his promise to call home every night to his parents. And squash team practices were so early in the morning, but Keen was not going to be satisfied with anything less. But it was hard for Ben to go to bed early, since he had to stay up late finishing up his homework for Professor Hunky or hang out with Peachy and floor mates. Meet Ben Brandeis. Everyone agrees that he has a hunky, dory, peachy, keen, okie, dokie life. At least for now, until the next challenge comes along.
What?
What does man gain from all his labors at which he toils under the sun? Jesus says, "See how the lilies of the field grow. They do not labor or spin. Jesus Christ came on this earth to offer rest from all of our spinning. He says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Are any of you like Ben Brandeis? We invite you to find out more about